What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? This is Renebean, and welcome to another episode of Live Video Game Hunting, the series I started up so I can use my spy glasses and take you guys along for the ride and show you these finds through yard sales, garage sales, flea markets. I go to thrift stores like Goodwill and Salvation Army, and I use apps like LetGo, OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook, just whatever I can use to get my hands on awesome games at excellent prices. You get to see it. Make sure you stick through to the end of the video, because not only do we go over all this stuff on a one-on-one level as well as anything you didn't see on camera, but I also announce the winner to the weekly contest giveaway. If you want to be in on that, the rules could not be simpler. Obviously, be subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. Hopefully something positive. If you want some extra credit, share these videos so other people can see these awesome finds and learn how to beef up their collections. Twitter, Reddit, doesn't matter. And I will say, if you've always been one of those viewers who watch but never subscribe, the time is now, because we got a pretty good giveaway coming up here in the future. More on that to come. Links to everything in the description below. You got eBay, Twitch, Macari, Instagram if you've had any questions, P.O. Box information. It's all in the description below. Guys and gals, I got to tell you, the season is starting to pick up. As you will see in this video, the last two episodes have just been awesome because the season is upon us. So I want you to sit back and relax. Let's shekel up. Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode here. I'm so excited about this pickup right here. This was another awesome yard sale, and believe it or not, this was the second yard sale of the season. Like, the season is just now starting to kick back up, and for this to be the second sale and it be a phenomenal pickup, it just goes to show you that this whole season is going to be great. So I got a notification in my emails about the word games being referenced for Craigslist, which if you don't know, you can save notifications so you get pop-ups like that, whether you put Nintendo or Sega, whatever it may be. And when I got that notification, I read through it and it said that he was having a yard sale, started at 9. I got there like at 8:45. As you can see, he obviously opened up early. And I asked him in the message whenever I sent it to him, I said, do you got any older games, you know, Nintendo, Sega, that sort of thing? And he's like, sure do. Come on down. I tried to get to him early, but he didn't let me, and I tried to get to the sale early, but as you can see, the sale started. But luckily, since the season is just now starting, there's not much competition out. So when I finally get to him and I ask him, I say, hey man, I'm the one that texted you. You said you had some older games. Where might they be? And he pointed to this tub that I walked by earlier, and it had nothing but VHS movies. I got a little bit nervous until I walked back just to double check, and I'm glad I did because we found some awesome games here. Now, if you'll notice, you'll see that there are Wii games along with some very awesome GameCube games right here. You'll see the base for the Wii console itself. This is why I always tell you, whenever you're at a yard sale or wherever it may be and you see a Wii that is backwards compatible with the GameCube, always ask if they have GameCubes, because like you see here in this situation, they have both Wii and GameCube games. So make sure you always ask, because a lot of people will forget that. They'll just bring the Wii games out with the system, and they'll completely forget about the GameCube games. Now, I try to do my best to always check inside these cases just to make sure the games are in there. Plus, when you get a lower end title, you might have a better game inside of it. The bad thing is Mario Golf is the only one that I did not check, and it's the only damn game that didn't have it in there. But you live and you learn, and it does happen. So try to make sure you always check your games. Now, this is funny right here. You can't make this shit up. You see this memory card down there in the bottom, and I always tell you, pick up your memory cards, because it's one thing a lot of people overlook. And it's just it's a GameCube memory card, obviously. I pick it up, and I add it to the stack, and later on I put it in my pocket. And one day I pulled it out of my pocket, and I glanced at it, and I saw a hint of green, and I was like, are you kidding me right now? It's the Animal Crossing memory card that I needed to actually complete my game. If you don't know, Animal Crossing for the GameCube had a special memory card that came with it. And there it is, and I finally got it with this whole stack. I asked, how much did you want for all this? He said 30. Guess what? I got them all for 25 bucks right there. That was a phenomenal deal. Especially when you're dealing with titles like Mario Kart Double Dash and Super Mario Sunshine. You saw there was a complete sleeve of Wii Sports, and there were some other good games, especially with that memory card that I needed to complete my game. So for $25 for being literally the second yard sale that I have went to this year, it's only a sign of good things to come. So this pickup right here, I'm going to go ahead and say is my favorite pickup for the episode for one of two reasons. Number one, it was a fantastic gaming pickup. And number two, this is when my appreciation for vinyl records went through the roof. Now what's funny is this is Saturday at the flea market, but it's like 10 or 11 o'clock. This is super late. And when, you know, like I said, since it's still somewhat early in the season, like it just hasn't taken off yet, and it's still a little bit cold, I didn't expect much people to be out, which there wasn't. So I didn't mind showing up late, and look what I found right here. Now, some of this stuff is not in the best condition, but guess what? I paid $5 a piece for these consoles right here. That is an excellent deal. The Super Nintendo had a tray issue where the flapper door, I think one of them was missing, but I actually think I have a replacement shell, so hopefully that thing does work. But for $5, that is definitely worth the risk. You'll also see he's got some controllers here, which I always say, make sure you pick up your controllers. And he had one official GameCube controller that was in pretty decent condition. I picked it up for $5. There was a variant to the Quick Shot back there that I did not have. I picked that up for $3, I believe. And of course, I got the GameCube for $5 as well. Now, in his stack of games, there wasn't nothing extremely crazy, but I do end up picking up both Lord of the Ring games. He said he had more stuff and that he forgot to bring it. I hear that all the time at the flea market. I try to make it a point to stop by the next day and see if they actually have, but a lot of times it never comes through. Now, as I'm sitting here wheeling and dealing, I got Miss Renebean to the right of me going through these records. And now understand one thing, I pick up everything at yard sales and flea markets. I have my own resale business, as a lot of you know out there. So I'm always on the lookout for everything. It's just with this channel, you only typically see gaming related items, since this is a retro gaming focused channel. But one thing that I've always learned, or that I've heard from people, is if you ever see vinyl records, always keep a lookout for metal albums. And if you saw a little bit over there, you're seeing albums like Metallica and Slayer and whatnot. Those are fantastic albums to get. Now you see he's got two NES controllers, and again, I always say make sure you pick up your controllers. You'll need them for bundles in the future. I paid $3 for both of those. Now keep in mind, I got a bundled deal at the end of everything. I'm sure I got $5 or so off of it, but these were great prices, and it was very awesome to add that Quick Shot right there to the collection. That was one that I have not seen out in the wild before. Now, I will say, having known what I know now, especially after having known all this research with vinyl records, I would have been a lot more selective with these. Apparently, there are re-released albums, you know, much like you'd see a reproduction game, and I did end up getting probably about 10 or 15 albums. I should have bought a hell of a lot more at $3 a piece. Some of these albums are going for well over $100. Only if they're the original prints. I did get burned on a handful of them that were re-released items. I did not know that at the time. I didn't know that was a thing. Now I do, and I am sure there are some albums over there that I have missed that people are going to be like, man, you have messed up big time leaving that album behind. But you know what? This was a learning experience, and it was a damn good one because I picked up some phenomenal records. Some of the highlights of them were like the self-titled album of Black Sabbath. I had Dark Side of the Moon. I had The Wall, original prints. Like I said, I did get burned, and I got a handful of them that were re-releases. I didn't know I needed to check for that. But that does make sense, because I'm sure it's a very hard thing to find a lot of these as originals, and so people re-released them. I think Warner Bros. Did a shit ton of them, but now I know to look out for them, and you best believe those are going to be starting to pop up in my store's inventory. So here we are through the fantastic eyes of Miss Renebean, and I don't know what it is about her, but she has this uncanny ability to find dollar games all over the place. And all the finds that you're going to see her pick up here, outside of a few demo discs that she gets a lot cheaper than that, she always just pays $1 for these games, and she always does really well with it. Now here she only gets 2 games. She ends up getting Time Shift because she didn't know if I had it or not, which it turns out I didn't, so that's great to add it to the collection. And she also gets Left 4 Dead. That game's dropped in price. It used to be somewhere between like a $15, $18 game by itself, but it's since dropped. It's only worth about $10 now, but still for $1, that's a fantastic pickup. If you've never played it, I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic like zombie horde game. It's a very fun multiplayer game, especially local multiplayer. Have your buddies over and you will have a blast playing it. So here we are again through the eyes of Miss Renebean. She's still at the flea market, and you're going to see her go up to this guy who's just got hundreds of games on the table. Now, a little bit of backstory with this guy is like him and his crew sleep in this box truck, and overnight, I guess they set things up in the morning. They're ready to go. They're very loud. He's very like I want to say obnoxious when it comes to his selling techniques. But he does have games, a lot of sun-faded sports titles, as you're going to see. But believe it or not, Miss Renebean does find a few diamonds in the rough here. The one good thing that I like about this guy is he's a one price minded set person, meaning, all games are one price. He'll have his newer games, 360 and things might be like $1 or so more, but he doesn't individually price his stuff simply for the fact that he has so much inventory of all the other stuff. It's not worth his time, I suppose, or maybe he doesn't want to invest that much time into it. And you'll see here that there are a lot of pick-through titles right here. This is like all of Goodwill's shelf inventory got put onto this table. And what he and his crew do is they buy storage auctions, they clean out houses. That's how they get all this inventory. He'll sell DVDs to blenders to all sorts of crazy shit. And that's why you just see this massive surplus of pick-through games right here. Now, do wish that Miss Renebean would have picked up that Venetica right there. That's one that I did not have for my collection. But I give her credit. She has to try to remember the games that I have in my collection when I barely know them myself. So it surprises the hell out of me anytime she brings home something that I do not have. So here she is with the first overlooked game that you can easily pick up and flip. This is about a $10 to $13 game, Guitar Hero 5, whether it's for the PlayStation 3 or the Wii. Always pick it up if you're getting it for the cheap. Now go easy on Miss Renebean. I see a few games myself that I would have still picked up because there was still some meat left on the bone at the price that she was getting these for. But she does very damn good for knowing what she does. She recognizes a lot of things that I pick up and she remembers them, and you'll see that she's always able to find some stuff, and a lot of times she's able to put games in my collection because for whatever reason she remembers things that I don't remember about my own damn collection. So she does very well, and I am very grateful to have her as a wife. Now, when it comes to Guitar Hero games, I always tell people, try to pick up the band-specific games. You'll see this one right here is the Guitar Hero Metallica version, which the Metallica version sells great for PlayStation 2 or 360 or the Wii, but he wanted $5 for that one game, and for whatever reason, he was pricing his Wii games at a lot higher price than he normally does. At $5, it's not worth it, but if you pick that up for $1 or $2, that's a great item to pick up to add to your collection or one just to flip. Now, I will say, with that said, the one to avoid whenever you're out and you see it all the time is the Aerosmith version of the Guitar Hero bundle. Don't pick that one up. That is absolutely worthless. Not that it's bad, it's just there was so many made. It's very common. There was a huge bundle with it with the guitar, so you'll see them all over the place. But like the Van Halen or the Metallica, always pick them up when you can, especially if you're getting them for $1 or $2. And I'm sure a lot of you out there were scanning those NCAA football games in hopes of seeing a 13 or a 14. Don't worry, Miss Renebean knows to look for them, and there wasn't any. So, like I always tell you people, pick up your NCAA football, 2013 especially as well as 2014. Those are also very good games that are overlooked. They stopped making NCAA football at 2014, which makes that game pretty uncommon, and it can go for somewhere between 30 to 40 bucks, sometimes more, just on however the market's doing at the time. And they're games that are usually overlooked because people think of them as simple sports games that you shouldn't pick up at all, but those are ones you need to look out for. Now here we are again through the eyes of Miss Renebean. She's still at the flea market doing her hunting thing, and she comes across more games, and again she gets games for $1 a piece. Nothing crazy, heavy-hitting titles here, but she does pick out a few good games that, like I say, $1 a piece, they're great pickups. And like I said, I don't know how the hell she does it, but that Thrillville and the Excitebots are games that I did not have from my collection, so she's always able to add stuff to my shelves, and it completely blows my mind when she does, because I don't find this stuff. She's the one that finds a lot of the more common stuff, and I'm always the one who's finding, a lot more of the uncommon items. And trust me, I won't put it past her at all to bring home some uncommon stuff, because, I mean, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have my Atari Lynx, I wouldn't have my collector's edition Last Story. She can find some good stuff, but for whatever reason, she finds a lot of common stuff that I don't have. It's crazy. I don't know how she does it. and I'm not going to ask her, I'm not going to stop the trend because I love it and I love her for it. Now here's another overlooked game that a lot of people won't pick up. Not this version, this is the Wii's version right here, and it's below this disc right here, which is Bass Pro Shop, the Strike. If you get that for $360, pick it up. It's about a $15, $18 loose disc game, and it can be $20 or more if it's complete, so always be on the lookout for that one. But the Wii version is not worth that much. Now here you'll see Miss Renebean going through these discs, making sure that they're okay, see what they come with. You never know, and especially when it comes to Wii games, if they're scratched, Wii games are very finicky about playing. You'll get a whole lot of disc read error with a scratched Wii game, and they don't easily resurface. I don't have the best luck when it comes to resurfacing Wii games, so always try to check them. If they got a lot of scratches on them and it's not something that's extremely crazy, pass it up, because I just don't have the best luck when it comes to Wii games. Now what's really awesome you'll see Miss Renebean pick up is a whole bunch of original Xbox demo disc, and a lot of you out there know I'm a huge fan of the original Xbox. It's really about the only system I'm going for a complete set on. I got a pretty big attachment to it, and the reason that I like the demo disc is simply for the fact that when the system came out, I didn't have money just to go out and buy games, and I would play these demos, I would burn through them, I would complete them, and it was just really neat to have a compilation disc of 3 or 4 games on there that you can try out. And this is at a time where you couldn't really just download demos at will, and the only way to really try games out was with these demo discs, and they're just neat as hell to look at. I love plugging them in, and you can actually see a lot of changes in the game because these are all pre-release games. And you'll see changes that were in the demo that you don't see in the actual official release, which is pretty neat. So for Miss Renebean to pick up some good Wii titles that I did not have for the collection at $1 a piece, she got these demo discs for 50 cents a piece, and of course she got some shaved off at the end because, I mean, obviously you know who she's married to. She has the same personality like me, and we're always pretty good at getting deals, so I appreciate her greatly for adding stuff to my collection. Now here's the final pickup through the eyes of Miss Renebean, and right away you can see right on top there, Guitar Hero for PlayStation 2, the Metallica version. Always pick that up. The trouble that she had here is, and you'll encounter people like this all the time, is they want to sell everything as a bundle, which makes sense, you know, you just get it gone at one time. But the bundle wasn't that attractive, and it was a little bit too high. I think she said they wanted like $80 or $90 for all this. It would have been a good deal had there been a lot better titles in there, but Miss Renebean was able to pick out a few games, and she got a really awesome PlayStation 1 Blue controller, the transparent version. So she did pretty good. She paid $10 for Guitar Hero 5 for the PlayStation 2, which I always tell you guys to pick up, and she also got the Guitar Hero Metallica version, and she got this Ratchet and Clank game, which had another Ratchet and Clank game in it, if I'm not mistaken. Now you'll see her here picking up Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. Not that expensive, but one to keep an eye out for is Budokai 3. I don't know how to pronounce the last part. It's like Tenaichu or something like that. I'm sure I'm butchering it. People will let me know about it. There's the Ratchet and Clank that had 2 discs inside of it. So those 3 games, and you'll see her here pick up that blue controller. It was a pretty damn good deal. Now, had this bundle been around the $30, $40 mark, that would have been definitely one to bite on, especially if any of the actual controllers were working well. Because as a lot of you know now, a lot of PlayStation 2 controllers are dying. That's why you always got to vigorously check them. You'll plug a PlayStation 2 controller and you'll find that the sprite is just moving in circles, or half the buttons don't work at all. It's becoming a very known problem. It sucks, and I think, and I hate to say it, but a lot more PlayStation 2 users are going to have to resort to aftermarket controllers, because a lot of them do not fail, versus the official PlayStation ones, which does suck. And it's kind of funny because anytime that I mention the fact that PlayStation 2 controllers are dying, I'll always get, 1 or 2 comments like, oh, I never have one that goes bad. And when you deal with as much as I do when it comes to PlayStation 2 controllers, I have probably a box now that has 40 or 50 defectives in it. I mean, you can go on eBay and just see people are unloading massive amounts of defective lots for PlayStation 2 controllers. It's a very known thing. They're just dying. Some sort of defect is causing them to fail with their age, and you always got to check them. Like, I do not buy a PlayStation 2 controller unless I'm getting it for literally $1 or less, because it is most definitely a risk when you buy one. Now, if anybody out there knows how to fix these defects, I would gladly like to hear it. But as far as I know, there's not really much you can do with these controllers when they are broken. There you saw that blue controller right there. It is for the PlayStation 1. She actually thought it was a DualShock 2 controller for the PlayStation 2. And I had to remind her that at the top of the controller where the cord connects to it's where you'll actually see it'll say DualShock 2 if it's a PlayStation 2 controller. But for the PlayStation 1, I rarely have a defective controller for that system. And since it is the transparent blue, it was a good pickup. So she got those 3 games, that controller, $10. Awesome steal. So here you'll see me in my Goodwill that I'm always in, but you're going to notice something different. None of the games are behind glass, and let me tell you something, guys. I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but I did hear from some other people that this place has a new manager, and the manager don't play that shit. So I'm very happy for that if they're not individually pricing games. I haven't had a humongous score here. You'll see me pick up a PSP game here that I did not have, which is awesome for the collection, but I haven't seen nothing extremely crazy yet, and I hope, like big time hope, that the system of putting games behind the glass and individually price them is no more at this Goodwill, because this is the one that I frequent 4 or 5 times a week, and that would just mean that my chance of actually finding some really awesome stuff goes up, 10 times over, which is awesome. So here's the one PSP game that I pick up, which is Namco Museum Collection for the PSP. I almost thought about picking up Tony Hawk's Project 8, but I decided to leave it. This is the one that I added. I think I paid $1.50 for it. Now you will notice some of the games back there do have different pricing, but those are the old games that were left over in that case of games that would not sell because they literally would individually price a sports game. And a side note, the one person that would individually price these games, who has also been rumored to do some shady shit when it comes to these games, I haven't seen him there in 3 weeks, so don't know what that's about, but it's looking good for me. Alright everybody, so this is my last pickup of the week, and it was a really good one right here. This was a Facebook Marketplace grab. They posted it, and I looked, it had like 60 views on it, and I was like, well, I might as well message him. It's not taken down. I don't know if he's meeting anybody up. I said, hey, I'd like to pick this up. Can we meet up? He said, absolutely. What would be a good time? I was like, well, hell, let's pick them up now. So what you're going to see here is a Wii bundle that he had listed for $30. The $30 was a phenomenal price. I didn't try to haggle him. It was very well worth it. And what was really nice about his picture, which may have turned a lot of people off, is it showed the black Wii console to the side of the games, but it didn't show any controllers or attachments. You actually had to read the description, which is something a lot of people don't want to do, but I'm glad I did. So here you'll see it is a black Nintendo Wii. It's not the GameCube version, but that's kind of a good thing, meaning it's a more modern version of the Wii. It has a better chance of working. But right away you'll see Mario Kart. Be very careful with this stuff. As you'll notice where I set this stuff on this tailgate, it's actually snowing right now. Kind of hard to see in the video, but check it out. It goes tumbling down. I feel bad. I drop another game. He felt bad. I was like, man, that was my fault. Don't worry about it at all. Look at him wiping it off on his pants. That's awesome. But you'll see here, I got some awesome games. We got Wii Sports complete in box, which is actually pretty uncommon since it was a pack-in game. Super Mario Brothers in the sleeve, and there was even a Just Dance 3, but what kind of separated that to make it like a $10 game is it was a Best Buy exclusive. So that, the soundtrack, the games, the system, and the controller was a Wii Motionplus Controller for $30. That was a phenomenal deal and an excellent pickup. Now, I will say, even though it's snowing right now, and this was only a few days ago, with North Carolina weather, if you don't like it, like wait 20 minutes and it will completely change. The season for yard sales and flea market is just beginning. Like, you can expect videos and footage and finds big time coming up. I am very excited for that because the season is just now taking off. As you can see, we're getting some very good luck and more things are definitely on the way. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed all that awesome footage. Just like always, we're going to go over everything here on a one-on-one level. If I can remember anything about it, I'll tell you. If not, we'll just kind of zoom through it because it's never in any particular order because it always gets scattered around. With that said, let's begin. Right in front of me, I got this bag right here. This was actually the last find that you saw in the video, if I'm not mistaken, is the $30 Wii bundle. So in this bundle, since it wasn't pictured, but he did have it, he had the cords and all that, which is nice. You got the power cord, is it? Yeah, there's the AV cable. Sensor bar, which is, you gotta have that. What was really nice is I didn't expect this was the controller is a Wii Motionplus Controller. I always pick these things up. A lot of people don't, they overlook them. They just mistake it for a standard Wii controller. A lot of games required the Wii Motionplus. It had an additional accelerometer in there, if I'm not mistaken. But like Skyward Sword and a bunch of others, it gives you a lot better accuracy when you're using the Wii. So be on the lookout for Wii Motionplus, especially the multicolored ones. Those are awesome. In that bundle, we got Just Dance 3, which is actually the Best Buy exclusive. It's like a $10 game. I'm going to be getting rid of that, though. I don't need that. Actually, if I don't have it, I gotta keep it. If it's exclusive. If it's like for 360 and they had one, it gets confusing. The other games we got here, we got classic Super Mario Brothers in the cardboard sleeve. Does it have a manual with that? I don't know. It doesn't. But that's okay. That's a great one right there to bundle with a system. This is very cool. The Super Mario Galaxy soundtrack. I wish he had the Super Mario Galaxy games, but they weren't with it. Maybe. Nah, it's just a soundtrack in there. I thought I was going to get lucky. This is a phenomenal soundtrack right here. If you do not have this, pick it up. I can't remember what this goes for. Maybe like $10 or so. But it did come in a version of Super Mario Galaxy. I don't know if it was like some limited edition or something like that. I have it. I'd have to look at it. This is awesome. A lot of people don't see this too often, which is Wii Sports complete in box, because you'd have to buy this separate for a pack and game. It's just a little bit more uncommon. This version is completely mint, and it might actually be an upgrade to mine. And if you have not seen my top 5 Wii's video, check that out. This may have made a mention on there, so that's awesome. And plus, I did a collaboration with Chase After the Right Price and Tatted Collector, so it was a good video. And then, of course, we got Mario Kart for the Wii. How is this one looking? I think this one has been... Oh, this one looks beautiful. Might be an upgrade for mine. I don't know. I think this one is claimed by a subscriber for a trade. I got to double check on that. And then, of course, we got the Wii System itself. Good conditions. Got some scratches, probably from when I dropped it like a dumbass. This is not the GameCube version, meaning the top doesn't come off. You don't have a spot for 4 controllers and memory cards. But that's okay. It's a little bit newer then. It might have a better chance of working. Of course, he says it works. Thought I heard something. But we're going to find out, because I never had the best luck. But for the games themselves, Mario Kart went up in price. It used to be like $20. Now it's going for $25. So definitely worth the pickup for $30. Alright, let's see. This was a phenomenal pickup right here at the flea market. So I don't know what I paid in total for all the gaming stuff. I can't remember. Maybe like $30, $35. So with that said, what I got, we got an official GameCube controller right here. Always be on the lookout for these, especially you don't want any frays in the cords or any missing joystick or, you know, just bad condition. But this one is in good condition, just needs a good cleaning. We got that. We got a GameCube right here that was $5. All the consoles were $5. The eject button, or the lid open button, seems to be doing okay. We'll test that, check it out. Even defective, $5 is a good deal for any one of these. We got an N64 right here. The actual compartment for the memory is broken. I don't know if I have any extras or not, but even if not, that's okay. I got everything to make that complete. I just got to test it, which you'll always get to see in my vlog episodes, because a lot of this stuff you'll see, and then you'll see the vlog episode where we actually go through it, test it, fix it, make sure it works. And then, of course, we got a Super Nintendo right here, which is missing a lid for the tray lid. I always say tray lid. The lid for the cartridge right here. It's got one. I actually think in the shop I have one that the top is good. If not, I can dissect that lid and I can make this whole. And I'd like to change that bottom because this is yellowed. There are ways to get rid of that yellowing. It takes a lot of chemical. It's a pain in the ass. It's not worth my time. I don't care about it. If it was for my own collection, sure, but my Super Nintendo's minty. I'll make sure this is fixed up, playing like it should, and I'll let someone else deal with it. I just don't have the time. I also got a few games from them as well, if I can find them. There's one. There it is. We got Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and then we got Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. I picked those up with it just for I couldn't remember if they were really worth anything. Being GameCube games, I took the gamble, but I think it was like $32 for all 3 of those consoles, GameCube controller, and these 2 games. That was a damn good deal. Plus, you got to see all those vinyl records to the right, which we ended up getting a bundle deal on that, and that was truly a lick right there. I will gladly be looking for vinyl now. Oh, and then we got these 2 NES controllers in there as well. NES controllers kind of went down there like $10, but still I like to keep these on hand for my bundles, which I should have more bundles coming out soon. I know I got a lot of people asking me about those. Don't worry, guys, they are coming. All right, let's go through one of Miss Renebean's finds right here in this bag. She either paid 50 cents or $1 for all this stuff. She did pay $10 for, which you always need to be on the lookout for, Guitar Hero Metallica, PlayStation 2. Guitar Hero 5, very awesome. This one, not so much, but she did pick it up, and it had 2 games in there. We got Ratchet and Clank, Up Your Arsenal, and then we got Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. She paid $10 for that, and a transparent blue PlayStation 1 controller. That was a good deal, especially with those games right there, so she did well on that. This other stuff, she paid $1 a piece for. The demo disc, she paid 50 cents, and then, of course, she got some shaved off at the end. Let's go over some of the demo discs here. We got Quake 4, very awesome. Reckless, very cool. Fear, oh, this is a cool one. Final Fantasy 11. Breakdown. Actually, I thought that was the real game. This is the real game. This ain't a demo. She must have messed up on this one. Oh, there's 2 discs in here. Okay. Yeah, we got Top Spin, NCAA. These are both just the actual game. It's not demos. They have 2 games on each. That'll just be a bundle. Hopefully she didn't pay much for that. 50 cents, I'd imagine. Bakugan, Battle Brawlers. I don't know how to pronounce a lot of shit. A lot of people know that. Excitebox, Trick Racing. This is cool. I didn't have this for the collection. It's like a $10 game. Thrillville, Off the Rails, which I also did not have this for the collection. Here are some others she picked up. She did pay $1. You didn't see that on camera. Evolve right there for the Xbox One. I think I have it. The game's not worth much. Time Shift I did not have. And then Left 4 Dead. Very awesome game right here. I absolutely love this game. I got to get the boys back over and we got to play. It's scratched all to hell. But I have tremendous luck when it comes to resurfacing 360 games. What else do we got here? God, stuff all... No, it's not that. Here we go. This was Goodwill. Well, I guess I did pick this up. In the video, you hear me say I didn't pick it up. I guess I decided to. Namco Museum Battle Collection, which is awesome. Wanted that for the collection for $1.50. And then Tony Hawk's Project 8, again, $1.50. Maybe I just wanted to play it on the handheld because graphics look really good when you're on that handheld and it's something like this. Shit, Jesus, fuck. Things are always falling right here. $3 for both of those games was a good deal. And now one of the first pickup that you saw in the video, which actually turned out to be my favorite. Well, it's not my favorite. The consoles are about the favorite. But I paid $25 for everything you're going to see right here, and you already know it's a damn good deal. So we got for GameCube Sonic Mega Collection right there, very awesome. Good compilation of all the Sonic games. The Sims 2, The Pets, very cool right here. Shrek 2, which someone's already said this is actually a really good game. Apparently, I've never played it, but it's got player's choice, meaning it sold a lot and it was successful, so probably is good. We got another one here, which is Shonen Jump Naruto Clash of the Ninja. I don't know nothing about that. Picked it up because I got all these cheap. This one is the only one that I did not look inside, which is Mario Golf, and it doesn't have the game. I don't know. Maybe I can get $6 for the case. We'll find out. There was also Naruto Clash of the Ninja Revolution. We got a complete copy of Wii Sports right here with the manual. How does the disc look? The disc looks like it's going to play. I get $15 for this all day long, guys. And then finally, the 2 good games. Well, they're all good, but these are the, you know what I'm talking about. Super Mario Sunshine. Complete, looking good. And then Mario Kart Double Dash right there. Very awesome to pick these up. These have some scratches, and I definitely got to test them, make sure they are working. If they don't, I can buff them. If not, I mean, $25 was a phenomenal deal right here. Let's announce the winner to the weekly contest giveaway, because like I always do, I almost forgot. So the winner to the weekly contest giveaway from the last episode is Oscar Del Monte. Congratulations, you got $20 store credit to my eBay store. See a game for $20, you get it for free. See one for $30, you get it for $10, but it doesn't just limit you to games. I sell all sorts of shit on my eBay store. You can get whatever you want. Just make sure you message me on Instagram first, not eBay. If any of you guys obviously didn't win, be entered to the next one. You'll always have your chance. Like I said, we do got a pretty big giveaway coming up in the future. Guys, that's all I got for you this episode, and I truly hope that you've enjoyed yourself. As always, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.